So in the previous episode, we talked about the replica Monados and which one was the best. However, there's one Monado that stands above them all, the Monado 3. Received after finally taking down Zanza and starting a new game plus save file, the Monado 3 is easily the best weapon for Shulk, with the highest damage and, providing you have the right skill tree selected, a perfect crit chance, allowing you to make excellent work of most enemies and take advantage of many of the skill links in the game, increasing critical damage effectiveness. So Reyn is the best character for endgame grinding, being able to hurt many enemies all at once and deal insane amounts of single target damage. That's why it's highly recommended when first starting to grind for Nopon Stone to make sure you get the level 12 art books for Magnum Charge, Berserker and Sword Drive first, to make the whole grinding process a lot quicker, thanks to the combo that I mentioned in the previous episode. So, Sharla can, she can do, you could just not use her. That tends to be pretty effective as well. If it's your first time playing a Xenoblade game, or you're just not very good at the game, then some of the super bosses can seem quite difficult. What I recommend is, if you're struggling against really any boss in the game, use Dunban's Jaws of Death aura. The revive if you become incapacitated can literally save your skin when trying to fight some of these bosses, and it's a pretty effective aura in its own right, increasing all of your physical arts damage by 50%. The icing on the cake is that the AI will also use Jaws of Death when their HP gets low as well. So thanks to Melia's skill, Rejection of Evil, Melia usually doesn't really have to worry about any form of spike damage, and that's why she's the only character that I'd forego a spike defense gem on. Instead, make sure to fit Melia with gems that will help her survive attacks as well as deal more damage, such as a max HP up to help her survive AoE damage attacks, or Electric Plus gems to increase her summon bolt damage. She's one of the best characters for many reasons, and one of which is that you can put what gems you like, and she'll still be excellent regardless. So take that, IGN. Riki is a jack of all trades, master of none. Use Riki to fill in whatever your team is missing, as he can serve as an effective healer, a damage mitigating tank, or a kinda reliable DPS. Make sure when fighting bosses, and especially the super bosses, to check on the wiki and see what resistances the enemies have beforehand, so you can switch in the right arts accordingly, as there's little reason in using Riki if you're not able to stack your insane amount of debuffs on the enemy. This is a little obvious, but use Fiora with Shulk. Fiora has a whole skill tree completely dedicated to buffing herself when she's with Shulk. You're basically never getting Fiora's max potential if Shulk's not in the party with her. So I'm sorry to say, all you Melia and Shulk shippers, that Fiora in this circumstance needs to be with him a little bit more.